Byron Miles, the Managing Director of Rapid Critical Metals, is here. And Byron, it's been a while since we've caught up, and really, Rapid has sort of evolved. You're not just doing exploration now, there's a lot of development activities and de-risking going on. What can you tell us about the strategy and this point in your evolution?
Thanks for having me. You're right. Rapid's no longer simply discovering silver anymore. We're systematically de-risking what we believe can be Australia's next significant high-grade silver mine. So you're spot on with that there.
And practically on the ground, we've seen some really great news about a potential avenue for cash flows from historic stockpiles across the Webb Silver project. What can you tell us about that and how that might be changing your approach?
Yeah, the last two announcements have probably depicted as to where we think we can take this mine or this project. At the moment, we've got 67 million ounces in the ground, and even though that we are an exploration company, we don't need to find any other ounces in the ground, I think, to prove to the market that we're going to have a successful project in our hands here. And our scoping study, which we've been working on, is running ahead of schedule, and I really think that's going to unlock what people are going to see. So working backwards from that, obviously the network which came out, which was 99% recoveries. I mean, recoveries like these are exactly what you want to see, because ounces in the ground only matter if you can recover them economically. And then secondly, we had the Tomra ore sorting results. Obviously, to put it simply, the Tomra ore sorting upgraded our previously mined ore, which is a great indicator as to what our future mined ore will be. Upgraded to 1,000 grams per ton, which is tremendously high. Everyone else would agree. But we only lost 2% of mass. And why that matters so much, it has the potential to reduce processing costs while upgrading feed before it actually reaches the plant. But secondly, it allows us to hypothetically build a plant which is smaller, but will still have the same output of silver moving forward. For that, obviously, a smaller plant costs less money. If it costs less money to build a project, there's obviously makes the financing burden, which is probably the last big hurdle that a mine occurs before obviously taking that next step from explorer to producer. So all the things which we've been putting in place, ticking the boxes behind the scene, which we haven't really got value for in the market yet, I think that'll all come to the forefront with this scoping study.
And you are currently drilling at Webb's. And in addition, you will shortly be drilling in Canada at the Prophet River project. Congratulations, by the way, on achieving permits there. That is a massive milestone.
I appreciate that. Yeah, the next 12 months won't be so much for investors waiting for one announcement. As you mentioned, we've commenced a 15,000 metre drilling campaign. On top of that, we've applied for further meters with further APOs. We've got numerous assays pending. We're testing new targets. We're expanding the district footprint. And obviously, we're advancing our assets of germanium and gallium in British Columbia, which is obviously perfectly situated to take advantage of the demand out of the US. That being said, we're also super high grade there as well. So to get the drill bit turning there is super exciting to get that out to the market. That could really add some proper value to our story in that regard. So, I mean, investors should expect a continual stream of technical milestones rather than sort of just one binary event. And we're super lucky to have two phenomenal projects.
Yes, it certainly seems like a number of value drivers really relevant at the moment there with your locations, with the access to high-grade silver, gallium, and germanium. What are you hearing from your investors?
Obviously, today's market cap is only $35 to $40 million. But that being said, we've demonstrated we've got a large existing resource, which, as I said, even though we're drilling to add more ounces, and we're not just drilling to add ounces. We're not just drilling isolated veins. We're building a district. Every hole has the potential to either extend the existing mineralization or identify new additional lodes. And that's how large mining camps are built. I guess moving forward from that, we always want to be better. Where we were spending money in the ground, we've built a great team. In the last 12 months, we've done a lot, from taking over lode resources to obviously drilling extensive meters, which I guess, the last few months on the drilling side of things, we haven't had that many results come out as yet, but as I said, we're building the resource. We're doing a lot of work. We believe not only are we building the resource, we believe there's other discoveries to be made in this area. That's why we're expanding on the actual district. You'll see with the Tulum asset, which we added to the profile this year. And then we've also pegged further EPMs further south of where we believe that there could be another discovery moving forward.
And with the scoping study ahead of schedule, I hope that we will be keeping up to date on those many news flows from many projects set to happen soon.
Yeah, I mean, exploration creates excitement, engineering creates confidence, and development creates value. I mean, over the last few months, we've been systematically moving Rapid through each of those stages. And I think over the next 12 months, it's going to be very exciting for shareholders.